Her voice was casual. Too casual. "I'm opening our marriage," she said, peeling off her shirt like she was announcing a dinner reservation. "If you have any problem with it, you can leave." The man behind her didn't even flinch. He'd been here before. I stood at the threshold of our bedroom. Her body still warm from mine, the smell of our shared sweat barely gone from the sheets. Now him. Now this. I didn't shout. Didn't cry. Didn't ask questions. Just looked at her for a beat too long. She couldn't beat my eyes. Not really. She looked through me, as if I'd become irrelevant the moment she rehearsed that line in her head. I left the room. Left the house. And by morning, I left the world she lived in. I didn't answer her messages. Didn't return the missed calls. Because when someone you love draws a knife across your throat with a smile, you don't ask why. You learn how to bleed quietly. For 3 days, I disappeared into a version of myself I thought I'd buried in college, a colder man, strategic, silent. Not a trace left in the house. No notes. No tears. Just absence. She probably thought it was weakness. She always underestimated the stillness before a storm. When you live with someone long enough, their lies have fingerprints. I knew the signs long before that night. The way her smile stiffened when her phone buzzed. The barely there scent of cologne I didn't wear. How she stopped touching me unless she wanted something. But I played along. I let her think she had the upper hand. She once told me I was too calm to be passionate. She mistook restraint for indifference. She mistook silence for surrender. But I don't burn fast. I burn forever. I stayed in a hotel 3 towns away, paid in cash. No social media. No card usage. Clean vanishing act. I used the time well. I remembered the little things. How she'd told me once she never wanted kids. Then, 2 months ago, she mentioned a late period. Said it offhandedly, then laughed it away. But I remembered. I got the phone records. I had access. She never changed her passwords. I cross-checked numbers. Found one name showing up more and more. The same man from our bedroom. Funny. They talked more in a week than she'd spoken to me in a month. I requested a paternity test from the clinic. Didn't even need to steal anything. Just a few strands of hair from my comb. A brush from the master bathroom. Sent it off with a sample she had left just in case. The email came 3 days later. I didn't open it right away. I sat with it, staring at that unopened message like it was a loaded gun on the table. Not the father. Of course. A 17-week secret she dressed in silence and forced smiles. Lies wrapped in lace. I drove home at midnight. I still had the keys. She never expected me to use them. She was alone, curled on the couch, wearing my hoodie. The irony made my jaw clench. I placed the opened envelope on the table in front of her. No words. She stared at the DNA result. Blinking. Once. Twice. "No," she whispered. "You're wrong. That's not." I didn't say anything, I replied calmly. Just watched her unravel. The silence crushed her louder than screams ever could. She chased me out the door. "It was a mistake, okay? I didn't plan this. He meant nothing." I paused. Turned to face her. "You opened our marriage." This was the result. My voice never rose. That was the part that scared her most. "I was testing you," she said. The desperation thick now. "I thought you'd fight for me." I stepped closer, just enough to see the cracks in her. "You don't test loyalty by inviting betrayal into your bed." Then I showed her the printed texts. The ones she sent him. He's boring. He won't leave. I'll push him out. Let's give him a reason to vanish. She went pale. I never meant. You succeeded, I said. I'm gone. 3 days later, I heard what happened. She was found screaming in the kitchen, hands covered in blood, his blood. Apparently he left her too. Turns out, men like him don't build homes. They just borrow the keys. She stabbed him when he called her a mistake. How poetic. She opened the door to chaos, then begged it to love her. They called me, asked if I'd speak on her behalf. I laughed for the first time in weeks. No, I said. I'm nobody to her now. I hung up and kept driving. Sometimes, the best revenge is simply surviving.